Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Beyond Bitcoin Show. Today is October the 4th, 2020. Strong hand. Unconfiscatable. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Crypto over college. Yeah, that's a new one. We'll talk about that one today. Do not accept a new normal. Fitting in is overrated. We will talk about that. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Yes, deferral gratification. It is the Beyond Bitcoin Show. Hello, my elite friends. If you have questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. Get my attention. All right, somehow, and I will. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about because it's beyond Bitcoin today. Just had to erase something in my notes. All right, so as all of you know, 5-digit realm. Okay, no. As all of you know, I am in Utah and I'm in Salt Lake City. It is beautiful here. I have learned a lot from the city. We're going to get into that in a second about university culture, I guess. But first of all, I want to talk about the thumbnail photo that's used for today. It's of me and a friend of mine from Preakness a few years ago. And the Preakness is a horse race in Baltimore, and it's usually run the third Saturday in May. But because of all the nonsense, they ran it yesterday, and no one was there because, they don't want horses getting sick or who knows. Anyway, they changed things up. Hopefully, things will go back to normal next year. But since Preakness was yesterday, I thought back to this story that I want to tell you. That woman in the photo with me, she was supposed to be in the Preakness bikini contest. On the infield, usually at the Preakness, there's a huge party there. And the last few years, they've had a bikini contest there, okay? So I'm friends with this girl. She's telling me she's going to be in the bikini contest. I'm like, well, can you get me into the Preakness? Because I'm not paying to get into the Preakness. She's like, yeah, I can get you a comp to get you into the Preakness. I'm like, okay. So I put on my seersucker suit and everything, get it all prepared. She gave me the ticket a few days beforehand. I go to the Preakness, go to the bikini contest at the Preakness, and she's not in it. She's not there at all. She's not there. Well, she overslept. She overslept, but she got me in for free. She showed up, not in her bikini, as you can see, but we took a photo there. And I just thought about that when I heard the Preakness is yesterday. It's supposed to be in May. And I know a lot of you like to like old stories of Adam when I valued my wealth in other things. Now, again, she was just a friend, She had a friend who would win the bikini contest. She didn't win she maybe won some bikini contest. I don't know, the girl in the photo with me, but she had a friend that was in the contest that day. I remember seeing her, another bikini contest entrant person I knew, and that girl could win. Wow. Anyway, but yes, that's what Preakness is supposed to be about. But yesterday it was in October and empty, and just shows you people like to I don't know, this is a world of it's not having fun is cool now, apparently. Now and it depends how you define fun. Remember, pound that like button, people. You can play this at 2x if you don't like this story, but also at Preakness they always would play Maryland by Maryland, which is the state song of Maryland. Well, there are many verses in it, and they would only play the first verse. Apparently, some of the verses down the line could be considered controversial, what they're talking about. So yesterday, they stopped playing Maryland by Maryland. The official song of Maryland, they no longer play. They played Wyclef Jean sung Knocking on Heaven's Door. Yeah, I can just remember going to Preakness as a younger person, and I would do 80% of things. I would be drinking, I would be betting, all sorts of things would be going on. But they play Maryland by Maryland about 10 minutes before the race, and it would just it would get you pumped, man. It would get you pumped, and it's a shame. It's a darn shame, this politically correct world. But hey, Preakness can do what Preakness wants to do. We can have our own fun here, okay? So I want to wish everybody a happy Sukkot too. Happy Sukkot. It's the Jewish holiday that started. Hope you were in the sukkah, got to spend some time in the sukkah, and you will get to I spent some time in the sukkah. So speaking about not having fun, which is the new way of fitting in, I guess, and being politically correct, I came here to Salt Lake City for some peace and quiet. And I got to say, it is peaceful here. It's a bit larger than I thought. And the University of Utah is here. And I had kind of forgotten about that point. And I see someone has a question. I'll get to it in a second. Remember, dudes, retweet this if you're watching this live. There is I just sent that out to you guys. And well, first of all, Taval Dacris sent a $5 Canadian. It says, your new name is PitcoinMeister. Been seeing a lot of women as of late. Well, no, I in my day, again, I've had many women, and but I last Beyond Bitcoin show, I also posted a photo of a woman. But I'm no, I'm not the PitcoinMeister. No, I'm not that. I do not value my wealth in that at all. It's a little bit of an experiment too, because it seems like the algorithm. I'm just trying to prove how mindless the algorithm is, or maybe how mindless everyone is. It seems like the thumbnails with the ladies in them do better. We'll see. We'll see if this one gets a lot of views. I have no idea. But I do have photos of me with a lot of women. I could show you more, Taval. And since you sent $5, I guess maybe I will for the beyond. This is beyond Bitcoin. So going back to Salt Lake City here, it's beautiful. It's peaceful. The temperature has been great. I know the catch is it's going to snow early. But what I've noticed that I did not expect. You think about Utah, you think about the Mormons, and you think about conservatives, you think about Mitt Romney, Orrin Hatch. Dudes, there are more Biden Harris signs any place I've been. There are more BLM signs here than any place I've been. By far, it dwarfs any other place. And I've been in LA, I've been in Baltimore, I was in Asheville, which is a completely hipster area. And I've seen 3 actual African Americans here, but the amount of BLM signs that I've seen here is unbelievable. I mean, walking to synagogue, I mean, there are parts when it's like, I mean, one out of 4 houses, 1 out of 5 houses either has a BLM, and it's not just BLM, it's trans BLM. They've got rainbow flags everywhere, and I'm in shock. I mean, I'm really in shock. I mean, I know it's a city, but it's clearly influenced the university culture here. University, these people have to have something to do. Not all of them, but they're young people around that have been taught that that this is normality. BLM is not a good organization, but here, oh my, everywhere. Now, I do want to say people are driving around here. People are out and about, which is great. So there's a different mentality maybe toward the virus, but politically speaking, they are down with this, with fitting in, with the media narrative, with you should hate yourself. And so Yaron Brook has made a point that I really didn't consider beforehand until I got here, until I saw all this, that universities really shape the culture. They really, really shape the culture. And they've clearly shaped the culture of the 80%ers here. And I would like to suggest that people have asked me before, should people go to college? Should young people, should I send my kid to college? And I've always kind of hesitated, college can be fun. You can end up with pictures like that, at the thumbnail. Right now, college isn't fun, okay? It isn't fun anymore. They've got all these strict things. People got kicked out of the SMU game because they were too close together. You can't have fun at college, even if the college has in-person classes. And also, there's this like strict fitting in, politically correct culture when you have to worship BLM and have, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, well, you got to walk around these streets here. I would never expect this. I have not seen one. I haven't seen a Trump sign anywhere. And obviously, Utah. There are many other parts of Utah. If there are conservative parts, and that's not my point. My point is this: no, don't send your kids to college right now. I mean, if you're a kid and you're learn crypto over college. And that's going to be a new thing of mine after these last few days here, that we got, in order for the culture to change, because we're going down the way the culture is, the way the and I should call it the mainstream culture, because obviously we know the counterculture is personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Okay, the new counterculture is speaking up against this nonsense that's out there. At one part, there was one building, like in a warehouse section. All of their victim heroes were painted on it. I couldn't believe it. And this is in Salt Lake City. I haven't seen anything this big in Asheville, in LA, in Baltimore. I mean, literally, I mean, driving around Baltimore County, I saw like a couple Biden signs or something like that. I mean, you've got all sorts of creative Biden signs, all sorts of creative BLM matters, and it's got to be the university town thing. It's got to be the partially, because it is University of Utah is huge here, and I haven't really. Well, now it's hit me. I didn't understand beforehand, but I understand now. Now, so yes, the mainstream culture, if it's allowed to devolve more and more into this, it's just there's going to be a point where it's not in our best interest as individuals to just sit by idly. Okay, so I'm not sitting by idly. I'm giving a suggestion here. And that is, and I mean, I can always move to another country and everything, but we're spiraling down the toilet, okay? And in terms of mainstream culture, and the taxation that could come from that, anyone who's productive needs to be is evil. I mean, that's what this is all about. Anyone who's productive is bad. Victims are great. And so by promoting, don't learn at a college anymore. Learn on your own. Get into cryptocurrency. Learn from YouTube. There's plenty of, so cryptocurrency, and I'm calling it crypto over college because we let people, it's better to become some altcoin freak than to become brainwashed at these universities, okay? And, it's better to have financial ups and downs in cryptocurrency than to be in the university, come out of the university to hate all people who make money, okay? So I feel that cryptocurrency, Yaron Brook is going to feel that objectivism is what's going to change people away from being, victim-centric and, BLM matter-centric. And I think that might be not that fun and too complex because it's a philosophy. I think getting people into cryptocurrency, saying, hey, you could be an entrepreneur with this. This is an awesome space. Learn here instead of taking your smart brain to college where you're going to get all sorts of confused. So I'll be talking about this more, hopefully. But it has been quite a revelation seeing all the signage that's around here. And you are free to believe anything you want to believe, okay? And I think all lives matter. I think trans people matter. I think BLM matter. No one should be destroyed. No one should be destroyed. And we're going to get into that in a second. But these movements they're Marxist movements here. These are signs. What they say are, they're nice sayings or whatever. And rainbow flags are pretty and everything. But what some of this stuff stands for is it's amazing that people what I figured out is that the reason people love this stuff is because in college, that is what you're told to do. And the people they eat it up. They eat it up. So there's got to be an alternative to college out there. And I'm saying cryptocurrency is the alternative to college that people should get into so they don't get into these situations. All right. Now, fitting in is overrated. So if you join right now, fitting in is going to college and eating the party line, which is the stuff. Okay, not fitting in is eating up the crypto, baby, eating up the Bitcoin over here in the Bitcoin overlay. So we got a question. Thank you, Cass. Isn't 20%er in motion thing to do to renounce the U.S. citizenship to avoid paying taxes? What will it take for you to renounce yours? No, I'm not. It is so complex, dude. It is, you pay, it's thousands of dollars to do. It's not a simple thing. I'm not doing it. I don't need to do that now. I am, my tax situation currently is not destroying me or anything like that. Okay. It is it's unfortunate. Americans have the biggest chains around their neck. So no, it is not the 20%er thing to do. It's if you're in California and you're suffering, then leave. I'm not suffering at all with the current tax regime, okay? But I could foresee it happening. I could foresee it happening. Now, there are people and this is a great segue. There are people in California that are suffering. So what you got to do there is not beg the government it's not to get on welfare. It is to leave California. And plenty of people are leaving the jurisdictions that are hurting them. But and in California is hurting a lot of middle class people now. So let's get into let's get into what I was going to talk about, which you brought up here. San Francisco rents plunge. San Francisco's one-bedroom rent dropped 20% from September 2019 to 2020. Okay, to September 2020. And this just shows you people are tired of it. People are tired of, I mean, it's getting dirtier there too, but a lot of it is financial. They can no longer afford to pay their rents because they do not have jobs anymore. It's government interference has really hurt California, whether it be on the virus side or whether it be on the financial side. It is, and so what I spoke to someone today, and he, again, about Utah, his rent in what wasn't a trendy area but has become a trendy area has gone from $900 to $1,500 a month here in Salt Lake City. He says there are people from California moving here. So it does have an effect. It has an effect. What's been going on in California does not stay in California. We've talked about that before, that Boise and now Salt Lake City and Texas, all sorts of people are fleeing that. And they bring their culture with them, and they're free to do that. So if you don't like the culture they bring, speak up against it. And that's what I'm doing, is speak about the new counterculture and get people's mind out of these chains, that their minds are being put in chains in college, and they easily eat up all the guilt and shame that the politicians in most states promote. I mean, it's even on the conservative side. You have to take care of your brother. You should love. You're successful, thus you are responsible for someone else. No, you're not responsible. If you're scared of something, you deal with it, dude. I do not have to sacrifice for you for your fear of a virus. I do not have to sacrifice for you because you need money. That's not what this is about. Personal responsibility. Okay. Now, what do we have here? We're going to talk about the virus. I know don't worry. We'll talk about the president. I wasn't putting that in my title though, because it's just everyone is just using it as clickbait. I want to barf because so many people are using it as clickbait. Well, now here are some words, some scary words that scare the 80%ers, and it works. Raging, spikes. These are the words of a press that just cannot let the virus sensationalization go. Subjective statements and cherry-picked stats. Yes. Raging. Spikes. How many times have you guys heard that? It's raging. Look at that spike. Okay, here are some other words. Long haulers. Ooh. Super spreaders. Virus super spreaders are very real. Here's what you should know. And by the way, I'm going to link to all this below. I ran out of time before the show. So if you're watching this live, the links aren't there. But if you're watching this taped, play it at 2x and pound that like button, and you can click on these very important links. And it's just amazing who even falls for the long haul hypochondria propaganda. Okay, all right. We live in such a comfortable world where people worry themselves into insanity, where they think they're still sick or they think they have it. I'm long haul, man. I just can't get rid of it. Dude, a lot of people who are unhealthy, which is what, 50% of the United States, when they get some sickness, yeah, they can't get rid of it because they're eating Pop-Tarts and soda all the time. That's how they get better. Quote unquote, get better. They don't get better. So even I can't say his name, Mully. Let's call him Mully over there on BitChute. Mully on BitChute, SM on BitChute. He believes in the long hauler thing. He talks. He's scared because he was sick once. He's a little bit of a hypochondriac over there. He falls for this still, or he wants to be proven right that he had a right to be scared of this thing. I don't know his. Or he said that the whole world had a right to be scared of this, that everybody did. Maybe he personally did. I don't know his full health situation because he did have cancer and everything. He says he's healthy, but if he is truly healthy, then he really didn't have. He's in his 50s, early 50s. But he believes in the long haul thing. So yeah, long haul. The long haul thing is nonsense. It's to scare you, and it works. So yeah, here's some 80% of words: spikes, raging, long haul, super spreader. Good luck, guys. Now, yes. So the noise level. The president of the United States has the virus. Okay, and the noise level since that was announced has just been ramped up. Everyone's trying to. There's all this fake news. Oh, he's really sick. They're just to try to get clicks. Everyone is trying to get clicks off of this thing. It's really. It's typical. It's typical of the age that we live in. It's so much noise. You have to avoid it. It's really simple. An overweight 70-year-old guy got it. He has the best medical care available on the planet. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. And when he comes out of this, it tosses such a wrench into the CNN mainstream media machine. Okay, what are they going to do? They've said for years he's so irresponsible. And look, he was so irresponsible. He got it, and he's fine. It's so dangerous. Well, this old fat guy got it, and he's fine. All right. So maybe there'll be like a new civil disturbance after this. They won't talk about maybe this. They will stop talking about the virus after this. After he comes out fine. What will be the point? He conquered the virus. So it wasn't that dangerous. You saw that. Even this guy who's totally out of shape, he did fine. It's only because he has the best medical care. Well, that doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt, right? But it's so few people that are hurt by this at all, and he's showing it, and people are going to have sympathy for him. So, what are they going to? I don't know how the media is going to try to spin this. They're in a bad situation, and well, good luck to them. Ben Shapiro makes a great point about the mainstream media falling apart. If Trump loses and Biden becomes president, what are they going to talk about? What are they going to talk about? Again, are they going to? They're going to have to. Maybe there'll be a new virus or something scary. They'll have to come up with. They have to diversify deeper into lies and fake news if Trump is no longer president. But that'll be a positive. That some of these media outlets they'll disappear, but most likely they will just diversify into deeper and deeper into lies and fake news. All they talk about is Trump. All they talk about is the president. And so if he's gone, what are they going to talk about? It's a little worrisome on new scariness. So guys, avoid the noise. I avoid the noise. I know the last probably 2 days it was impossible to avoid the noise. Everyone's putting him in their thumbnails, this, that, and just you go to Drudge and they make it seem like he's about to drop, and CNN makes it like it's such lies. It's unbelievable. They take one word. They got to take one scary word and blow it out of proportion. Oh, that means it's a secret. They're hiding something about his health. Really? No, they're not. And then you see him on video. He's totally fine. And people say, why does he look so much different? Well, he's not wearing his freaking makeup, and it's a different lighting. It's crazy. All right, check out This Week in Bitcoin. We had a great time. Brecky was on. Who else was on? I can't remember. Dennis and Brady. So It's linked to below. And Anders interviewed me the other day. That is linked to below. That was a good time. Let's see. Now, here, I'm going to, I see people asking questions. Hang on. Okay, Cass has another one. Ask questions, guys. BitcoinMeister has got answers. Type in BitcoinMeister before your questions. Thank you, Cass, for reminding everyone. And UK BitcoinMeister said pounding. Dude, you're up late. Good to see you. All right. Now, Towers Comic says avoiding clickbait. That's why we like you, Adam. Well, that's why some people like me. I think that's a good reason to like me, actually, is that I avoid the putting crazy things in Bitcoin to $1 million when Trump blows up, or that kind of thing. Do you review other crypto? What's that mean? That when all those losers out there that offer me all that money to talk about their ICO or to talk about their altcoin, do I talk about crypto when they offer me money? No, I don't. I don't talk about their ridiculous, because that's, dude, if that's what your question is, okay. So the dudes out there that review other cryptocurrency and ICOs, they're being paid most of the time, because I've mentioned this on my show many times. I get offered quite frequently. I get DMs from exchanges, from ICOs. They say they'll pay me to talk about their stuff. It's ridiculous. I've mentioned some of the companies before. I mentioned some of the exchanges and stuff before. So no, dude, I talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. All you need is to get Bitcoin, dude. I've talked. I mean, I obviously I mentioned the top tier ones, or something notable happens. I talk about Ethereum. I talk about DeFi or whatever. But I only encourage people to buy Bitcoin. I'm not going to talk about your friend's fourth tier altcoin. But plenty of people will. There are plenty of guys and gals out there. You give them some money, they'll talk about it, and they'll pretend like it isn't a paid sponsorship or whatever. All right, now let's go. Let's move on to the next tier. I want to go running through. It is beautiful here, though. I gotta say, it's beautiful. So, and despite all the leftist propaganda that's around, it is so. And it's not despite it. It's just, it's a safe city. It's really safe and beautiful here. Now, let's. There's certain signs. It just says all the talking points. BLM. There's no such thing as aliens. They're illegal aliens, and I forget all the talking points. And it's rainbow and black colored. It's just like people and I don't remember all the mindless mantras, but they're repeated on after sign after sign after sign. Like sometimes it's like 6 of them all on one sign. I don't even know what they all are, but it just all blends together. Now, and this is what comes out of the universities. You repeat these mantras, like save the environment. That's another one, some environmental one. Science is real. Science is real is a new one. It is one of them that's listed there. I mean, all these mindless things. And if anyone's against you, they're the devil. And we're going to get into that in a second, what people are willing to do now. It's unbelievable. Okay, so we talked about the president. All right, here's one about the virus from the great Carl Denninger at Market Ticker. He says, bottom line, suck it up and deal with it. It's a virus. It's not going away. It will be endemic. It is what it is. You want to go hide in the basement, be my guest. But demand anything of others, go, I can't use the word, yourself. And yes, I mean it. So yeah, dudes, if you're scared, hide in your basement. But to demand of others, it's so wrong. And that's what we've come to here. It's clear that for most people, you're going to be fine. And I shouldn't have to do anything because of something that's not that risky, okay? If you do something for yourself, hide, or if you own a business and you don't want me in there, then say, no, we don't want you in there. That's fine. It's a private business, okay? But to expect it of others is ridiculous at this point. For others to sacrifice for something that is not that serious for most people. And if it is serious for you, you've got personal responsibility. The government isn't here to take care of you. I'm not here to take care of you. Now, okay, the meat. All right, so here's another one. The president tests positive for the virus. So what? Everyone in the world will test positive eventually because the common cold viruses are common. And again, and what calling it a common cold virus? It is a coronaviruses are common. They are common. Please don't submit to stupid. Testing is stupid. Quarantine is stupid. The mask is stupid. Get on with life. Now, I wouldn't say testing is stupid. Testing is broken right now. The tests aren't very reliable, but you do, if you're feeling bad, you want to know what you have. So a test would not be stupid then if the test actually worked. Now, $27 trillion in debt. The federal debt of the United States has topped $27 trillion. And so here's my shirt. This is actually, and you can get them linked to below. It's kind of a play on the 10 Commandments. It's Moses throwing down the Bitcoin. Now, of course, the 10 Commandments are much more serious than Bitcoin, of course. But it is, so guys, it's just a reminder. United States, 27 trillion in debt. Time to be like Moses. Don't throw your Bitcoin away, though. Get you some Bitcoin Moses. People call me Bitcoin Moses before. Pound that like button. All right, but it's a funny shirt. My nephew actually has a version of the shirt also. All right, now, who else? And okay, going back to the virus. I see these profiles of people, okay, in the cryptocurrency space. Those are on Twitter. Who else wants to vomit when you see someone wearing a mask in their profile? I mean, the virtue signaling is so disgusting. It just screams C-U-C-K to me. I mean, when you look up C-U-C-K in the dictionary, does it have a picture of some dude for his Twitter profile wearing a mask? I assume it does. It must. All right. All right. I forgot. Well, that was part of my Preakness thing there. I think I covered all my Preakness stuff. It used to be, for a young person, it could be a lot of fun there. I have all sorts of Preakness stories of people throwing filled beer cans, and 30 men brawls just erupting right when you're just standing there. Baltimore. All right, now here, Tony Bates tweeted this out. There's an article from some publication, did a survey. Americans increasingly believe violence is justified if the other side wins. And it's like 30% of Americans think that's legitimate now. That this is politics, okay? And they think that violence is justified. It used to be like over a year ago, it was only 15%. So it's doubled. Okay, and you can break it down by Democrat and Republican. It's both sides. And guys, you're living vicariously through these people too much. Never choose violence. And that people are thinking it's legitimate now because their guy doesn't win, their side doesn't win. Get into cryptocurrency instead of going down that path. All right? Be productive. That's what I have to say. And I know it can seem scary. The way everything's been hyped up lately, that what you've seen on TV, it's there to scare you, to get ratings, okay? Get out and walk around. I'm in a leftist town right now, and I'm telling you how peaceful and beautiful it is, okay? It isn't, these people aren't right now, like, doing violent things or anything close to it, okay? So you've just got to get in a mindset where you can't be dragged down by these people that are trying to scare you to a level of where you're willing to commit violence. It's crazy, okay? And if you see violence on TV, don't let that inspire you to get into a violent mood. It's really bad. But so I hope that isn't true, that poll, that 30% of Americans think it's legitimate, justified if the other side wins, just over politics, physically fighting over politics. It's a game, guys. It's a game. Go away from politics. It is noise, as you can tell. All right, here's Michael Senger, Michael P. Senger. I've talked about him before. If you do one thing, click on his links below. I actually watch this video. I know a lot of you can't read. You need videos. So, and you can play to 2x. But and I talked about this last week, but the connection of China and the lockdowns, okay? And they are basically marketing lockdowns to the world. And the world is willingly accepting these unproven these lockdowns that don't do anything, okay? Now, here's for a tweet. And this is a good, rational tweet of his. No, the US certainly did not engineer the virus. The virus doesn't seem to be engineered. It's quite weak regardless. Okay, and that's important to remember, guys. If you think it was made in a lab or if a bat gave it to someone, it's quite weak regardless. But, and this is very important, but the fraudulent data, propaganda, hysteria, and snake oil pseudoscience all come directly from the CCP, from China. And China are the only ones who benefit geopolitically. Okay? So everything that has been so common to us now, that's very common, lockdowns, quarantine, wear a mask, be scared, it's so serious. So much of it is coming out of China-related sources. Now, this is personal responsibility. We should all be big boys here and not be brainwashed by what we see on Twitter, okay? But it is clear that leaders and regular people have been freaked out, and that the message is still being churned out there. And if you speak up against the narrative, this is the freaky thing, dudes. The mainstream narrative quite possibly was completely crafted by China. After something real happened in their country, they figured, how do you make the most of a bad situation? Never let a crisis go to waste. And so watch this video where he's interviewed, where Michael P. Senger. This is a guy you should be looking at on Twitter right now. If you're concerned about, or if you're interested in where this narrative came from, or if you're scared, because it'll show you that this is a power play, perhaps, by the CCP over there. Now, and if you're an individual, you really don't have to worry about it too much, okay? Well, let me take that back. If you're an individual in freaking Melbourne, Australia, you certainly do, because you've been totally locked down. So it can. China is making totalitarianism cool, and that is really disturbing. And as individuals, you should speak up against that. That Australia is choosing the Chinese model over the Australian model, over the freedom model, is quite disturbing. It's quite disturbing. And that it's as easy as getting stuff out there on social media. And their leaders are straight up repeating the party line also, of course. Now, so Michael P. Senger, great stuff from Senger. Watch the video. It says Michael Senger video, linked to below. And it's short. It's only like 12 minutes. Going back to Carl Denninger, and he's been talking about this for a while. So all you flu vaccine freaks, be careful. And I don't take the flu vaccine, so I have nothing to worry about. There's a new paper out showing positive correlation between flu vaccine rates and virus mortality. So it's not proven yet, but it's quite possible if you take the flu vaccine and you get the virus, that increases your likelihood of death. Link to below. Now, Matt Walsh, who is a guy over at the Daily Wire, this is an amazing tweet from him. Hiked up a mountain today in New England. Saw some people wearing masks in the middle of the woods on a mountain. Even if you're the most pro-mask person in the world, you have to agree that this has gotten out of hand and it's not psychologically or physically healthy. Pound that like button. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Feels like I forgot something here. We got people talking though over there, but no questions. That's all right. And where are we in minutes here? 40 minutes in. Okay, let's get this done in under an hour, dudes. There is okay. Oh, here. I went back up here. The rules of the game changing is the new normal. All right. Let's analyze what that means. And I think I'll talk about this on a Bitcoin show also. It used to be, you had your business was open, people could come in, didn't matter how many people go. All of a sudden, you're running a business. Your business might not be able to be open anymore, or you might only be able to let a certain amount of people in. The rules of the game have totally changed, and that's accepted now. And that doesn't create a stable platform for people who want to create. Okay, if the rules of the game are going to keep on changing, why create anything? Why start a new business? This is not good for innovation, and innovation is what fuels the economy. Why would you want to be an innovator now if you could be shut down so much easier? The rules of the game have been totally changed. And the reminder is this: why Bitcoin is so awesome. The rules of the game never change. It will always be 21 million. If you invest in Bitcoin, your investment isn't going to get messed up by somebody that just changes what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is what Bitcoin is. If you invest in a widget business, and the rules could be totally changed. You're not allowed to run a widget business that way anymore. You can only be open from 9 to 6 now. All right, but that's something that people forget. And I think if you take a few steps back, the rules of the game changing is unfortunately is accepted as normal now. And you can see how horrible that is. But with Bitcoin, that doesn't exist in Bitcoin. And thus, why you should be in Bitcoin. All right, now, I really jumped back up here. I'm glad I found that. So we talked about Senger, excuse me. All right. Corporations. Let's talk about corporations real quick. Corporations are all about appeasing the envious now. I mean, everyone is. Everyone. That's what you learn in college. Like, if someone feels like they've been gypped because you have more than them, then you are obligated to give to them. You should want to give to envious people, for people who hate the good just because it's good. That's from Rand, right? I mean, that's what this type of envy is. You've done well. You've done good. They hate it because you've done good, and you should be forced to give to them. Now, with that in mind, I mean, you see it all the time. So I am totally appeasing the envious never ends well. Okay, long-term thinkers know that. You keep people, you're like, okay, I'm giving in. You guys can come here for free now. All right. You said it was unfair, that my product was too much money. So now you can come, but the envious are never satisfied. The envious are never satisfied. They're going to always be haters. All right. So what do we have here? There's this guy named Dick who tweeted out the following, which he erased eventually. But it's unbelievable what this wrote, with all the stuff that I've been talking about today. All right, crypto over college, and appeasing the envious, and whatever the heck else I just said. This guy said, "Me first capitalism." Me first capitalists, excuse me, who think you can separate society from business are going to be the first people lined up against the wall, and I'm not going to say the word blank, in the revolution. Destroyed this. This was going to happen to them in the revolution, okay? What I'm doing to my head. I'll happily provide video commentary. And so a reply here that I liked was, Promoting violence, let alone mindless populist violence, is shameful. The tweet might be the best argument for Brian Armstrong's anti-activism corporate stance I've come across. Yeah, I agree with that one. This is why you don't want politics in the workplace when it gets to this extreme. And I think combining politics and violence is disgusting, and it's crazy that it's gotten to this point. Imagine having to work for or with someone who loudly champions the murder of your other colleagues and countrymen. Yeah, imagine that. That would be terrible. So that's why it is. Hey, if you want to be one of these corporate virtue signalers that picks a political side, be my guest. All right, but it can devolve into this, and it is amazing that this guy Dick, who was a Twitter founder, apparently thinks me first capitalism is so horrible that people should be lined up against a wall and you know what done to them there. It's amazing that this is what you learn. This is the guilt that's instilled in people in the colleges, and it's what happens when you appease the envious. This is so never appease the envious, guys. Never, because it will come back to hurt you. It will come back to hurt you in some way. You think it's fine. I'll be quiet about it. No. So I'm not being quiet about it. Let's see if there are any other questions. What do you think is the reason for the lack of crypto dividends in 2020? Nothing new since MW. No, there's one terrible one I talked about. Just a lot of people aren't creating. The crypto dividends are really, they come out of an insane bull market, and we haven't hit an insane bull market yet. Where we're getting close. We're getting close, and there hasn't been any big controversy in Bitcoin lately. That's really what brought the crypto dividends to light in 2017. Things were raging. Bitcoin price was going up. Ethereum was growing, the ICO thing was growing, and there was controversy with the big blockers and the small blockers. So there was a quote-unquote legitimate call for a significant group of people to want Bitcoin to be different. We don't have that right now. There isn't a big controversy in Bitcoin. I'd say this, we're going to have people that are not satisfied with the 21 million Bitcoin. They're going to want 42 million Bitcoin or 84 million Bitcoin. So they're going to fork off their inflationary Bitcoin. And at the same time, right now, newbies aren't coming into the space that are understanding that, hey, if I print my own money, I can do pretty well for myself. They're going to learn that from DeFi, okay? So there'll probably be some DeFi-related Bitcoin crypto dividends. It's just things haven't gone wild yet in the space like they were in 2017. Things are still relatively calm, and I'm looking forward to the wildness. We're one day closer to an all-time high. We're one day closer to 2017 type of activity. So that's 2021. So in 2016, we didn't have any crypto dividends either, Matt. And 2020 is the equivalent of 2016, basically, if you go by the 210,000 block theory. So thank you for that question. And that is the end of the show. I am Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Yes. Yeah. The other thing is with that guy that's calling for people being lined up against the walls. Yeah, that's changing the rules of the game too, isn't it? Definitely right there. No, we don't. There's no rule of law anymore. We're just gonna send you to the guillotine. That's definitely that's the rule of law is a very important thing. That's the basis of not changing the rules of the game, the rule of law. You just don't willy-nilly say, oh no, that's not law anymore. That's not the way things are going to be anymore. That is the very simple definition of rule of law. That's how you should tell people. If they don't know what rule of law is, the rules of the game are not changed. The rules of life, the rules of society are not arbitrarily changed just to fit people with whims and people who are envious. All right, dudes, that is it. See you soon. Bye-bye. And retweet it. Pound that like button.